Mama, this one is for you. I know that life gets so busy and so much stuff is always happening because we're moms and we have been blessed to steward some of the absolute best gifts that God could ever give us. And I know that sometimes it just doesn't feel that way because you've got multiple personalities to deal with. If you have multiple children, if you have one child, you have this one little personality, and you're trying to just make sure that you get it right. Well, getting it right is great, but you're never going to be perfect. And so, as we've been talking about rest and just resting in God, rest in God even as a mom. Please take the weight off of your shoulders that you have to get everything right. Everything has to be perfect because you don't want to mess your child up. I absolutely guarantee that when you have the heart that you just want to do the absolute best for your kids, you are not going to mess them up. You have been blessed. Your womb has been blessed. So I want you in all the busyness of life, all the things that's happening because you got to cook dinner, you got to do laundry, you got to help with homework, or you got to help with sports. You're their cab driver, you are the chef, you are their emotional support. But when you're doing this and you're coupling, you're putting your hand in God's hand and you say, Father, help me raise these children. It could be the best prayer that you pray is to pray, God, help me to raise these children how you want for them to be raised. We all have the idea in our head of what we'll look like as a mom, how we're going to do everything. And then you get this little person and all that goes out the window. I'm a mom. I'm a mom of four. And not one of my children is a duplicate of who I am, who my husband is. They're not duplicates of each other. They have their own goal, their own purpose, their own destiny in this life, their own people to reach, even at their age. God has assigned people to them. And so while life may be chaotic, one of the things that I have practiced is enjoying the chaos. No, I'm not saying that I love it all the time, but I have learned to embrace it because what I want to do is remember the moments. Because my children won't always live at home with me. My children won't always be three. They won't always be 10. They're going to grow up and they're going to have their own lives, and I will be left with the small memories of them being at home. And I'm sure one day, it's very loud in my house all the time. I'm sure one day that I will miss it being so loud and chaotic. But while we are raising our children, while we are being all the many things that they need, let's make sure that we don't forget, just like we mentioned before in the other video, rest today. Rest today. Again, like the other video, if you need sleep, there is anointed sleep for you. I promise you there is. But rest in knowing that as you raise your children, according to the ways that God has instructed you to raise them, they are going to be absolutely fine. As their mother, we are to pray over them, we're to encourage them, we're to love them, but most of all, we are to be present for them. Not doing all the things doing it's great, but sometimes we got to slow it down and just be present with them and let your heart feel just how much you love them. So what, the dishes didn't get done. It's okay. They gonna wait for you tomorrow anyway. It'll be more. So what? The house is a wreck. Sometimes you just have to say it's okay because I'm going to rest knowing one, they don't have to be perfect, and two, I'm going to raise these children so that when they're older, they will remember just how much their mother loved them. I know it's very cliche. People always say that, but it's so very true Because when you think about just how much God loves us, He just wants to be present with us. He wants us to talk to Him. We want our children to be able to talk to us. He wants us to cry on His shoulder. He wants us to laugh and tell Him the moments of our day. And sometimes we got to put the phone down, turn the TV off, and just be present for our babies, whether they are 1 or they're 17. They're still your babies. So I was reading this one scripture, and I thought that it would be so good to share with you guys. And it says, Isaiah 40 and 11, it says, He tends his flock like a shepherd. He gathers the lambs in his arms and carries them close to his heart. He gently leads those that have young. Now, I loved that very last part. He gently leads those that have young. When you're tired, when you are overwhelmed, overworked, stretched thinner than you thought you could be stretched, remember that Jesus is leading you gently. He knows how rough your day has been, He knows how busy it's been, and He's always being gentle with us. And just as He leads by example, sometimes we just got to be gentle with our babies. He wants to gather you up in His arm, carry you close to Him so that you remember His heartbeat because He's a father. You can hear His heartbeat and yours can sync with His so that your soul begins to calm down. Your soul begins to rest today in knowing that just as you're caring for your kids, He's caring for you too. And I just think that that is absolutely beautiful to remember that even though we're caring for our kids, He's caring for us just as much, if not more, because we're talking about the God of the universe that wants little old me, apple of His eye, the mom that is not perfect, the mom that makes mistakes, the mom that did not. I think I missed it. I think I missed when they was handing out the manuals on how to raise kids because it would make it so much easier. But because we are uniquely and wonderfully made in His image and in His likeness, there is absolutely no perfect manual that goes across the board for parents as they're raising their children. Why? Because when we're remembering how we're made in His image and in His likeness. And each one of us is a small little glimpse of who God is on the earth. None of us look exactly the same. None of us operate and do things exactly the same, which is why a manual is not going to help because we're a tiny itty bitty piece of this massive God that we serve. And so we are a part of His personality on earth. We're a part of how He looks on earth. We're a part of Him on earth. So somebody writing that manual, giving it out, it's just not going to work because none of us know all sides, all aspects of who God is. So it don't work. It's not going to work. But when we take that moment, we take that time to rest in Him in knowing that He's leading us gently as we raise our children. He gives us the answers when we ask. He gives us the dreams. He gives us the visions. He gives us the plan when we ask. As long as we ask, as long as we seek Him, we knock on the doors, He is faithful to answer those prayers. I am a mom of 4, and I don't have a mom. I don't have my grandmother. I have lived this life now without my mother for almost 16 years. So I don't have those elders in my bloodline to go to for help. But God has been faithful and have given me amazing friends who are mothers, and I've learned what I love about them. I've learned how they raise their children. I've watched them. I've asked questions. We've had conversations, and I take what I need here and there, and I put it all together. And I ask God, okay, I need help because I don't know what I'm doing. And I have those moments where I wish my mom were here, but she's not. My mom didn't get to see any of my children. And so I understand when where you say, where's the playbook? I don't have the grandmother playbook. I don't have the great grandmother playbook. My grandmother's been gone 20 years, quite young, right? But I am. But that's not the point. Um, I don't have that to go to. And so, even if you're a mom that doesn't have a mom, or you're a mom and you don't have a good example or healthy example of a mom, I have raised my children by watching healthy other women raise their children. And I go to God and I say, okay, I saw this and they did that. This worked. They've told me don't do that. This don't work. They give the advice, they give the help. And I ask God, okay, now what? Because these are your babies and I want them to fulfill their purpose. Each child has been sent here on purpose for a reason because they are designed to fulfill a promise. There was a cry out in the earth, and God trusted you. He trusted you to be able to steward this little person and help them to grow and develop and fully bloom into who He needs them to be in the earth to answer a problem. You are an answer to a problem. I am an answer to a problem because there was a cry in the earth. And when there is a cry in the earth, our Father answers with the absolute best. And that's with souls, that's with people. And so don't discredit who you are. Don't discredit your children. But if you need to take those moments for you to rest throughout the day, I would say take a moment. It's okay. They still gonna run. They still gonna do all the things. They still gonna be doing whatever they feel like doing. Take 5 minutes, 5 minutes out of your day to just lock the bathroom door, breathe, run some cold water on your face, refresh yourself, and come back out. My therapist at one point, she told me 5 minutes of doing absolutely nothing, sit on the couch, eyes closed, and just rest will reset you as if you took a whole nap. So today, I want you to take 5 minutes, rest, and do nothing, and refresh yourself so you can keep being an amazing mom. Until next time, get your life, girl.